at, I want to say 3 a.m., you get a little worried because you saw a human hand today and things are starting to go a little weird with your neighbor's mystery, that you hear a loud come from Mr. Corbitt's house that night at 3 a.m. Everybody else just kind of chalks it up to, raccoons or something like that, so they don't really wake up or anything like that. But you are a little paranoid about what's going on next door, so you at least wake up. Whatever you choose to do after that is up to you.
I wake up, startled. I look over, see that the crusts are still left on the plate from the PB&J that was made for me earlier, even though I told Mrs. Kepler I don't want crust.
I go back to bed.
But I decide to go ahead and look out my window
so what
to
you
see what that was.
Coming from the front door of Mr. Corbitt's house appears to be Mr. Corbitt kind of quiet yelling at two people delivering a very large package through the front door. Or I want to say, back door. They're doing it through the back door. It's like, I want to say like the size of a refrigerator box. Two of them are like kind of trying to get it through this door, and Mr. Corbitt's like just that quiet yelling, just and stuff like that. But he's receiving a very strange package at 3 a.m.
That's my response.
Go back to bed.
I go, I guess I should tell them about this strange package, but I don't want to take my 5th shower before going outside to investigate this.
And then
That's a
6th
waste
shower
of water.
when you have to go back to bed.
Yeah.
Only clean skin touches these sheets. Amazing.
But I decide that I will tell all my little chaps and chums about it the next day.
Sounds good. Yeah. So you go back to bed. Now everybody has fallen asleep. So refill all of your points back up to their base levels. So whatever your rating was, bring your pools back up to wherever the ratings were. Because you've rested, so you get all of your points back. With that, Fenston, you wake up in the morning and you have a guest in your house. You come down to breakfast. Your dad is eating his usual morning steak. It's a what are the really expensive ones in Japan?
Kobe beef.
Yeah, it's a Kobe beef steak, and he has a teppanyaki guy cooking it directly in front of him. He's like, Fenston, we figured out who will be babysitting you today. You know him well. And then as you round the corner, Mr. Corbitt is standing in the kitchen. He's like, yes, I can take care of the young Fenston for sure.
Is there anybody else who's available?
No, they're all booked up, Fenston. Feel free to, Mr. Corbitt's like, but I'm cool. Like, if you just want to play video games, it's cool and everything like that. But yes, we can do whatever you want, Mr. Little Fenston, of course. And then your parents are like, you see everybody else's parents kind of outside of the house. You're all been wrangled up to go to Fenston's house today. And Fenston's parents are like, you'll all be staying at Mr. Corbitt's house these next couple days because we're taking that big cruise that we've been talking about for Thanksgiving for a while. So you all love Mr. Corbitt. He's the greatest guy in town. So we'll see you in 2 days. We have full faith in you, Mr. Corbitt.
Where?
Mom,
just
Mom.
a question.
Mom.
Please let me stay home, please. Can I at least have a copy of the house keys just in case of anything?
Oh,
like
everybody's got anything they need to,
Run away.
safety reasons. Yeah, pretty much.
So we have, bow and arrows and guns and shovels and stuff.
Bows.
Well, Dad, Mom, enjoy that famous cruise around Lake Michigan. That famous 2-day cruise.
2-day Michigan cruise of all the great. Actually, there probably is a Great Lakes cruise that isn't that great, but that's not where they're going. They're going on an Alaskan cruise.
Wow, 2 days flying. Wow.
I don't know how long it is, but it's long enough for this scenario. But yes, with that, your parents all leave on their wonderful vacation, leaving you in the full faith of the wonderful Mr. Corbitt. You arrive at Mr. Corbitt's house, and it is, let me see. It's a 2-story kind of mansion thing, like basically a little bit smaller than Fenston's, I'd say, because Fenston's, the primo elite. But Mr. Corbitt does well for himself and stuff. What you see from the entryway, where's the ground floor? Yeah, there's just like kind of a grand entryway. You don't step inside the house just yet. But you can see he has a 2-story house. In the backyard, he has what looks like a greenhouse. And he says, now, you'll be staying. I've made rooms up for all of you. There's plenty of rooms in this house for you to stay in, and we have a PlayStation. We have a Super Nintendo. Anything that a Virtual Boy, even if you'd like, some Game Boys, and anything that, of course, you've brought with you. I'm more than happy to accommodate for you. And with that, I'll let you all just get settled and. I'm gonna go work in my greenhouse for a little bit, and I'll be right back, and I'll make you something for dinner. How's that sound?
Oh, it sounds wonderful and not creepy at all.
Excellent. He just thinks that's a quirk of yours.
And what is a virtual voice? Just like a boy that comes
around. You wear on your face.
It's you have a virtual boy.
And with that, your rooms are upstairs. We have looks like 3 bedrooms for y'all to stay in. And you can divvy them up as you see fit. There are beds already made for you and everything, so feel free to make yourselves at home. And I'll be back in about an hour or so. And he kind of leaves, like he goes out the back door and everything like that. You hear him kind of like futz around inside the back door. There's like kind of like so when you get in, there's like kind of a hallway. There's doors on all the sides and stuff, but then there's kind of like a back door patio room, and you hear him kind of like messing around in there for a little bit longer than you might expect. And then you hear him leave the back of the house.
Quick, fellow youths, I have something I need to tell you.
Youths.
Last night, I saw something crazy again with Mr. Corbitt.
I think I believe you this time. What'd you see?
All right. So I wanted to go somewhere else with it. I saw these 2 guys bringing this giant box through his back door, and he was very adamant about him getting it in quickly and quietly.
What did the box, did it have anything written on it, or what did it look like?
From your perspective, it was probably just like, it looked like a refrigerator box, like the kind they'd ship it in. So like a UPS box that was big enough to at least to hold a refrigerator.
It looked like a refrigerator box, so like 20 feet.
20 feet?
That's how big our refrigerators are.
Oh my god.
Amazing. So good.
You need a ladder for it.
How many bodies do you think he's carrying in there?
The servants are just stacking each other, going and grabbing. Sorry, go ahead. It was about 6 feet long.
No, it's 20 feet now. It has to be.
It has to be. It must be.
No, it's in. What is it? It's like, it's not like American units, it's Canadian.
Canadian units.
It was Canadian 2 mooses tall.
But yes, you are now technically alone in Mr. Corbitt's house.
What kind of babysitter leaves the children he's supposed to be watching here?
You're old enough to be left alone for maybe an hour while he does something important that seemingly is so important that he would leave children he is in charge of to go do.
This is also the 90s. Like,
Might
there
be
was a lot
suspicious.
This is also the 90s. There's like a lot of like hands off, like children rearing.
Yeah, he put a bunch of cigarettes on the table next to you and a gun. Just left them out.
Oh, the 90s.
I'm kidding. Those aren't there.
Oh, well, I guess we can
Starting.
take a look around and see. Maybe we can find the cooler.
I want to spy on Mr. Corbitt and see if he's actually gardening.
Sounds good.
I mean,
I
we
want
don't
to
need to
check-
look for. We don't need to look for smaller coolers. He just brought in a 20-foot cooler.
Any cooler will do. Yeah, so here, let's do a planning phase. What does everyone want to do? It sounds like Jesse wants to go check on Mr. Corbitt, probably from the back house, just to see what he's doing in his backyard.
Yeah.
Or not the back house, from the back patio, to see if you can see him from the back patio and stuff. What would everyone else like to do?
I want to go to the second floor and check the 3 bedrooms or whatever rooms are up there because I want to make sure I have the nicest and best room for myself.
Priority.
Sounds great. Here, actually, I don't want to do it like a planning phase because I feel like I'm going to forget what people are doing because a lot of these steps are very involved. So here's what we'll do. We'll just do them in order. Jesse, you go to the back patio while everyone is still kind of getting all their stuff inside and everything like that. And you peer out the back window and you see Mr. Corbitt walking over to his greenhouse. And Fenston, you've kind of seen him in his greenhouse. You never really saw the process of him getting to his greenhouse, though. He is wearing an awful lot of protective gear for somebody going to a greenhouse. Like, he's wearing like almost a full like beekeeping outfit, and he has a gas mask on, and he's wearing like just a gardening hat just to really make it look nice and fun. But yeah, he's like covered head to toe as he's walking to this back house, kind of like stomping as the suit's a little like clumsy to wear and everything like that.
I want to go. I'm gonna try to be quiet, but like not hide. So if he sees me, I don't look too weird. But I want to try to get a little closer quietly.
Ooh, okay. So for that, I'm gonna have you roll a sneaking check.
Okay.
I want to say it's got to be a sneak of 3 because he's semi-cautious, but still doesn't think that anyone is really suspicious of him doing anything weird because maybe he's not doing anything weird. So
I'm just gonna roll it without spending. 'Cause
sounds
if he
good.
sees me, I'm just gonna be like, "Oh, I'm checking out your garden."
I was
I rolled a 3.
3, nice. So he doesn't see you. It's like occasionally he kind of looks around, but because the suit is so cumbersome, you you manage to just kind of find a way to hide before he can fully turn around to see if anyone's following him and anything. He opens the door to the greenhouse, and you can kind of peer inside the greenhouse. And I want to say the greenhouse is foggy enough that he doesn't really notice if you're looking into it. It's hard to see through the window because it is a greenhouse, so the windows are a little fogged and a little glassed and everything like that. The thing that you do notice immediately, though, is that the second he gets in there, there's kind of like this weird purple light that kind of seems to come from, I guess, the gardening beds. And then it kind of calms down. And you see him kind of like a vague silhouette of him doing something, like he's got like some sort of spraying thing, and he's kind of going around. You do see him at one point go, like he flicks his arm like he's kind of batting something away, and he sprays it really good and stuff like that. And then another light picks up, and he again kind of seems to smack something away. And yeah, he keeps walking, and then after a moment of watching him. And I want to say other people are doing stuff while this is happening, so we'll cut back to you guys in a meanwhile kind of stance. But you watch him do that, and as he's done, he really locks the hell out of the doors of the greenhouse, like chains, padlocks, like 2 padlocks going and everything like that. And I want to say that's when you decide to make your escape. You kind of run back to the house while he's busy doing all this really hardcore locking up of the back house.
Okay.
But yes, so while you do that, Fenston, you said you wanted to go upstairs and kind of check for the best room. But while you're doing that, I can tell you what is upstairs. So upstairs, you see there's 3 empty bedrooms. There is the master bedroom, which is where, of course, Mr. Corbitt himself sleeps. There is a bathroom. There is a locked room that has a padlock on it. And then there's a linen closet. The locked room, based on your knowledge of this house, is the exact same room that you saw the weird silhouette in the other day.
Well, I think I should go investigate.
The locked room. All right.
Yes.
So you see that the locked room does have a padlock on it. Like it's got a kind of a chain and a padlock on it.
Okay.
If you'd like to spend any points in anything, you can investigate it further. I mean, anything that you think would apply at least.
I want to use my preparedness,
Ooh.
and I want to come prepared by already bringing Dusty with me to do the dirty work.
I want to say, Dusty, you just went up with fenced in there. Because preparedness is a general ability, so you would have to roll for it. But you don't need it if fenced. Dusty. It'd be funny if like you were like,
I have a
and
shock collar. When I press it, he gets zapped and he has to fight.
You're like
That's my
looking at this door. You're like looking at this door, and then all of a sudden, like you're just like, I wonder what. And you go to turn around, and Dusty is just right in your face. You're like, hey.
Perfect.
But Dusty, yes, you are right next to Fenston then.
Dusty, my boy, go at it.
Huh. I approach the door. Is it a padlock door?
It is not a padlock door, but it does have a padlock on it, seemingly jerry-rigged. Essentially, that is your first clue that Mr. Corbitt does not want people in this room. So that's the immediate thing you can get just as a first glance. It's like none of the other doors seem to be locked this way.
I reassure Dusty that everything's going to be fine and that nothing bad will happen to him. I have a 3 points of reassurance. I don't know when to use that.
You could use that to do stuff like that, but not to players. It would be to other characters.
Oh, I thought it was. Oh, okay. I thought it was interpersonal, so I thought it was between us. Gotcha.
No,
okay.
Interpersonal is just stuff between other people, but I don't like to make people roll or use points on other players. You just have to physically convince them is all it is.
All right,
So,
gotcha. I'm not reassuring you then. Do the damn job.
Get in there.
I take a long, hard look at the problem in front of us, and I reach into my dusty jacket and roll preparedness to see if I have the right tool for the job.
Sure. What would you like to have, and that will determine how much preparedness you need to get.
Some sort of like utensil that I like a metal rod or something. 'Cause I'm
Okay.
street smart, so I could.
So you can
Hopefully
lockpick,
open it up.
essentially.
Yeah.
Lockpicks are pretty small, and I want to say you probably keep them on you decent amount, but you weren't expecting to be tossed over to Mr. Corbitt today. So let's see if you got one. I want to say that's just a preparedness of 3. Nothing bad.
All right. How bad?
I really want your dusty jacket to just
I'll
be
just see if I
a
can
trash
do
bag.
Trash bag.
Oh,
Trash.
I got 2.
You got a 2. Oh, so you didn't do it. So
didn't
you do have 1 lockpick on you. However, it doesn't seem to work with the door that like the lock you're trying to. It's almost like it's too thick for that or something like that. You can investigate the door further or anything like that you'd like to do. Otherwise, I can move on to the next couple of people.
I would like to use my preparedness because I had a feeling that this would happen. So
I like that. You usually don't have lockpicks on you, but maybe you're being a bit more cautious.
But I do have
because-
this really nice brooch that I always keep around me that has a very tall yet skinny pin onto it.
Let's see if it works. I want you
How
to
about a
roll me
tie
a
pin?
preparedness.
Sure, tie pin. That makes way
A
more
tie
sense.
pin.
A cravat pin.
I want to say a preparedness of 3 then.
Preparedness 3.
Yeah.
I'll just use since I have 7. I'm just going to use all. I'm just going to make sure this happens.
Okay, so you're just going to use 2 points?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you have it.
Cool. Well, actually, no. I
So-
give it to you. I give it to you. You do it. Here you go.
Quick. It's only your hands.
I want to say
Don't eat this. This is.
It's a. Oh, oops.
He's
Oh,
just so
no.
hungry he'll eat anything.
I've made a terrible mistake. Before you, it's almost like you put the tie pin into the lock, about to pick it, when all of a sudden you hear on the other side of the door what sounds like a baby cry for just a minute.
Cool.
Like kind of a sob too, not like that high pitched kind of cry,
Oh.
almost like a, just like like that kind of thing.
Oh. Does Corbett have
What
kids?
baby is this?
I thought his
Dusty,
kids
are you
died.
What kind of key is this? With that, before you can unlock the door, let's cut to Leah and Ashley. What are you two doing?
I wanted to see if I could find the cooler, and I was going to check the kitchen area first.
Kitchen. So, kitchen. You find. Why is this not working the way I'd like it to? There we go. Kitchen. You see a refrigerator, but it looks fairly old. You're under the impression that whatever this box was has to be brand new, right? So it can't be that, and obviously it's why would you need a refrigerator delivery at 3 a.m. if it's just a normal delivery like that? You could just do that in broad daylight, nobody would suspect anything. So it can't be that refrigerator. The kitchen itself seems completely ordinary. There's nothing wrong with it at all. Everything about it seems like what you'd expect from this man's kitchen in the 90s. So cigarettes everywhere. There's a couple human
of guns
arms
sitting on
the... But if you'd like to use any points, you can investigate further. Otherwise, that's kind of all you get with a no points or no skills.
I'm definitely going to use some of my intuition to investigate.
Okay. What you do notice is that one of the knives on the butcher block appears to be missing.
Oh, good.
With that, we'll cut to Ashley. What are you doing?
Can I see if the white van is here?
The white van is not here. That's
Okay.
easy enough to find. You don't need to spend anything to do that.
Okay. Then I guess I'll head to the kitchen and try to find Lee and see if he has any luck with his. But I mean, I know he's not. But if I can't, since I didn't find anything out with my thing, then I try to go find one of the kids that is by themselves. So
Makes sense. And you were in the front room, and you could see the kitchen from the front room, so you'd be right there. So you two meet up in the kitchen.
Okay, and so then I asked him, did you find anything?
Yeah, one of the knives is missing, but that's it. And he could have maybe just lost it. I don't know if that means that he's, hacking things up with it.
He lost the whole knife. Is there a dishwasher with an eyesight? Maybe we can see it if it's in there.
There's a dishwasher. You can check it, and it's empty at the moment.
Okay.
What about the freezer?
There's no knives in the freezer. But you open the freezer, and it's full of what you'd expect, like frozen peas, some TV dinners and stuff like that, and other things that... He's got ice cream in there, supposedly for you all, and he's managed to pick out your favorite flavors because he did his homework about you all before you arrived because he asked your parents. So
He's getting creepy.
Because he's, the best person in the neighborhood. So of course he's got ice cream for every single one of you.
A lot of ice.
Mr. Corbitt's a fucking saint, guys. I don't understand why you're so upset about
Well, he's packing people up. I don't know.
But yes, with that, I want to say, Jesse, you meet up back with Lee and Ashley, because your adventure is done. But then also, Fenston and Dustin, you hear the back door open a bit more officially, and Mr. Corbitt says, "Y'all find your rooms?" As you hear him kind of starting to take off whatever weird uniform he's been wearing.
I'm way too loud when I go "Oh, doing great, Mr. Corbitt," because I suspect that they're sneaking around.
They just must be.
I like how Jesse is our lookout for everything.
It's pretty.
All the adults think that I'm hard of hearing from the Walkman, but it's all fake.
And also because you're the fangirl, you can scream really loudly.
Lots of practice.
I get spooked by the use of him saying "y'all," something I've never heard before said, and I get so scared that I accidentally push me and Dusty through the door.
Oh, so you do
into the room.
If you're gonna unlock it, you'd have to roll a filch check, but it might be too late to go in there at this moment.
Oh, I thought he was unlocking it when he was.
He was in the process of about to do it. He heard a thing.
Gotcha.
We cut away, and now we're back.
Okay.
You could unlock it right now, but you wouldn't have enough time to get in there before Mr. Corbitt kind of comes back in. You can still try for it. It just is really risky at that point.
I just imagine Fitzy like patting on that. Keep at it.
You got it,
ducks away
dude.
down the hall.
It runs down.
I'll distract him. Mr. Corbitt!
Come
Mr.
up here.
Corbitt!
Dusty's trying to break into this room.
No, I feel like Fitzy was like.
There's a bottle of Chateau de Poix over yonder. I don't know.
I feel like Fitzy would complain about the room sizes and what's in the room. And be like, I don't think these accommodations are up to my standards, Mr. Corbett.
Are these
This
okay?
is not Egyptian cotton.
So here's what we could do. You could pass the Corbett. Essentially, what we could do is have somebody could distract him while others continue to do things. Would you, if you'd like to do that, go ahead and kind of work it out. I want to say you all maybe meet up to kind of work out how you're going to do this plan instead of coming up with it on the fly, of course. But yeah, Mr. Corbett kind of settles back in. He helps to start move stuff up and downstairs, and you're all kind of back in the main lobby while he's kind of moving some of your stuff up to the guest rooms.
Guys, I think that me and Dusty should keep going. We heard a sad baby. So I think we're on to something here. But we need you to distract him.
I can try to ask him to like cook us dinner and like ask
Just
him a million questions.
maybe you could go into your fangirl thing where you talk about all of the bands that you really enjoy and all the
that doesn't work on grown-ups usually. That works on middle
But
schoolers.
Mr. Corbett is supposedly a saint, so he'll sit there and listen to you.
I like that Ashley's bringing this up.
I think maybe if I tell him that we're like really hungry and like cook, like we can cook dinner together and like I'll ask him a lot of questions.
I mean, I am really hungry, so.
And maybe we like pretend we don't know how to cook. Lee probably doesn't know how to cook because you're a 11-year-old boy.
Because
You
you're a
could just
child.
start making a mess in the kitchen, yeah, and he has to like clean it up. So yeah.
But also like mentally distracting, like not just like cleaning, but like talking a lot and like how do you cook a steak and what does rare mean? So yeah, I think we can do that.
Oh, and go into the whole like, you know, why you shouldn't eat beef.
Where do
Where do
steaks
you
come from?
Yeah. This isn't Kobe. What the hell is this?
Other options to consider. Is there any way to get Corbett to leave the house for a little bit?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Corbett, but I stopped liking this brand of ice cream, you know, like last year because it's
Break his
really
fucking heart.
Yeah,
Crush it.
and so
This
he
poor
has
nice
to go.
man's heart.
So he has to go to like, you know, like buy right ice cream all the way in California to get it.
In California, it's Michigan. But he'll do it. He's a saint.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we could like send him
you
to like.
unplug the refrigerator. It's like, oh no, all the ice cream melted. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
That's a really good possibility, actually.
That's a really good idea.
Okay, but can we get to the plug and behind the refrigerator?
It is 6 feet up, so
Already
I'm
on
not
it.
sure.
It is 20 feet in the air. No, just-
Yeah, who can rock climb up a refrigerator?
You're the tank, Ashley.
That's something, if you guys want to do it, I can ask for a roll while he's moving stuff upstairs. You might be able to do it quick enough. Now, it would take a little bit for ice cream to melt, but I mean, it's a good future-proof kind of way to distract him and stuff.
We can do it now while he's cooking dinner, and right before dessert, maybe. Then he'll like try to take the ice cream out, and he'll find that it's all melted.
That is great. Would somebody like to roll a filch check? I want to say of. Okay, so it's only higher because you're trying to do it quickly because he keeps coming up and down the stairs with your guys' luggage. It's not like, well, I guess some of you brought more luggage than probably usual. But like, so it does take him a couple of trips and stuff. But with that, who would like to roll a filch check of, I want to say 4?
I mean, I have like I have some points, but Dusty, do you still have some points?
Are we
Oh,
not
yeah.
upstairs
I'm
still, or are
fully
we all
rested.
downstairs?
No, you've all gathered back downstairs
Oh,
while
okay,
Mr.
gotcha.
Corbett's helping you move
I
into
missed
your
that.
rooms.
Yeah, I can round this thing.
Okay,
Wait,
yeah,
what?
because I mean, like we're the only two who are good at filching, but you know.
I feel like your character's Charlie Day.
Amazing. So it's a filch check of 4.
Oh yeah, I'll just use 4.
Oh, well, you could use 3 if you just wanted to guarantee it.
Oh, yeah,
because
yeah,
then you
true,
can't roll lower than a 1. Okay,
you put
so
an extra
Got
point.
you got a 0. How the fuck? But yeah, so you're all just kind of standing near the kitchen. Mr. Corbitt comes down and is like, did you guys look? You like the rooms that you picked out? Yeah, and he picks up some of your luggage. He's like, I always like to have room for guests. You know how I am. If anybody ever needs a home, they got Corbitt home to come home to. You know what I mean?
Oh yes.
Totally.
Except I think I want to change rooms. Do you think you can move my luggage to one of the other rooms?
He's just kind of like, yeah. Which room would you like?
The room on the end.
Oh, okay. And which stuff was yours again?
It's the stuff that's all, brown color. It's the suitcase that's brown.
Okay, I think like a lot of you, brown. Okay, I'll figure it out. And he kind of starts to go back up the stairs. You can hear his foot shuffling upstairs and
I
stuff.
bought us some more time.
And Dusty's just sitting next to the refrigerator, and you just see him go. Like he just moves his foot and the cord unplugs from the wall. Just a little bit of a shimmy, and then you just kind of like kick it underneath the refrigerator so nobody can see it.
I'm utterly gobsmacked on how you did that. What? Dusty, wow.